What's up, y'all? We're outside today. Overcasty, a little bit of rain. I want to get in a short video though before going to sleep. Just got off of work and about to head back again tonight. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about why the struggle is so essential. See, it's important in life that you go through some type of struggle. See, that's why it's so important, because you just have something to reflect on when times just really start getting rough and things just start, like everyday things just start becoming harder and harder to do. You really have something to look back on. See, I can only really speak about it from my perspective. So, just growing up in poverty, you just never want to go back. That's just the bottom line. You don't ever want to go back, ever. Okay? I remember I'd have to wake up at like 3 a.m. in the morning, go with my parents on paper routes, go help them, go be a paper boy for a little bit, and then get back, go to sleep for a bit. Then my mom worked at the Asian market, so, she was there cutting up fish and frying fish. And, that was just life for so long. And, working those two jobs and just seeing how just empty that the fridge was a lot of the time, it just, you don't forget stuff like that. And yeah, we were just really poor. So I remember how it feels to open up the fridge and, there's just some bread, ketchup and mustard, butter and rice, just to try to snack on something. There just wasn't much. You gotta remember where you come from. And it's a lot easier to do that when you have those kinds of experiences, right? And that's just from just being a kid, right? You can have your own experiences as well that you can just start tomorrow, right? It doesn't mean that you have to come from a struggle in order to, get motivation to keep going, but that's a part of the journey about any part of life that you have to get through, because when it's challenging, it's not easy, but the more that you do it, the better that you get at problem solving in those types of situations, and the better that you just naturally get at thriving in those situations. You will learn different skills and different things to apply every single day. But anyways, there's a plane going by. I'm gonna cut this part out. Anyways, like I was saying, when you come from the depths, rock bottom, that kind of stuff, right? You really learn how to maneuver in those situations if you're able to make it through. And that was pretty much what I did in order to just make it through, poverty and going through the struggle when I was a kid. So, and you can go through all that kinds of stuff, make something out of yourself, and people will still hate on you, even though you absolutely had nothing, but they get mad or jealous at you or whatever it is or envious, and that's just how it'll be. That's a part of the game. So when you're on your journey and you're embarking on something that you've never done and tried before, it's going to be a struggle. And what makes it even more of a struggle is that along the way, it's not like people are going to cheer for you. There's going to be people who are just going to hate on you and not want you to actually succeed, but they'll watch you the whole way. So It's so you can see what having to go through a struggle, so you can see how when you go through that kind of stuff, the types of skills that you develop after that, you can take with you for the rest of your life. It doesn't have to just live in that situation where it happened. You can bring it with you, and you can turn it into something good and make something out of yourself, or achieve something that you just never thought you could do. That's why it's so important. The alternative to that bro, you end up becoming an NPC, or you get caught up in the loop and you're just a part of rock bottom, and you're just a part of the murky waters of just people that just can't see the value in life, or they're just so dreadful and everything. They bring people down, and then they're also haters, and just a bunch of NPCs and haters. You have to get away from things like that. It took me a long time to get away from that stuff, let me tell you. But as soon as I got away from that stuff, that is when my life really started to improve, because I was not in such a toxic environment. That will take you so far if you just remove yourself from the toxic environment, the murky waters, the programming. So you remove yourself, and then that is when you can really begin accomplishing the things that you really want to do in life. So you've removed yourself. That's the beginning. It's another beginning. It's a part of the journey. It's a new beginning. So you're gonna start from zero and you figure it out from there. Okay? You have to take it serious. If you are going through something right now that is severely holding you back, you need to figure out a way to sit down and think about, what is it that is holding me back, and do whatever you can to remove it, or remove yourself from that area and that situation. Your life is not going to change until you do that. That is facts. Absolute. It's not going to. You have to do this. Impoverished children are built different because they were exposed to challenges every single day that involve survival. And I really believe that that's one of the many reasons why I joined the military, because I legitimately just thought, like, how bad could it? I mean, I had to go there to go do. I want this in life. I gotta go there so I can possibly have it. I don't know what else to do. So you go there and you're like, I mean, how bad can it really be? I already grew up like this. And you're like, later on, you just find out, like, oh, it can actually be worse. Anyways, either way, I still did 6 years in the Marines, and I left with some brothers, and I had the time of my life, and also the worst days of my life. there. It's just, and it's still ongoing. I mean, I still have the best like up and down, but I mean, you know, some of the best days and some of the worst days of my life were there. And again, I was in an environment where it involved some type of struggle, some type of obstacle, some type of problem that I needed to solve and get through it so that way I can become a better person. But either way, so living in poverty will either make you or it will break you. And I simply chose that I wasn't going to be broken. And that the only thing that was going to be broken was the generational curse. That's what I decided that I wanted to break when I was a lot younger. And as I got older, I did everything I could do to bring it into fruition. And every single day, that's what I work towards. Obviously, there's many other things that I work towards as well, but that is one of the main drivers, right? One reason why I loved animes and, you know, some video games as well is because it showed me that if you were going through something, that you could get through it, right? And that if you put in the work, that you're going to grow spiritually, physically, you know, mentally, that you were just going to grow, right? As long as you put in the work and you kept going and you tried your hardest and you didn't give up. Back to generational curses. So anyway, being a kid and growing up with more problems than necessary, extra problems, whatever you want to call them, it really teaches you something about life, okay? And it's just the hard fact that there isn't always going to be someone to come save you and take care of all your problems. You know, just, what if mom doesn't have any money? What if you can't get a ride over here? Like, what if I can't make this thing here or whatever? It's just, you got to figure out a way to do it. And I mean, a lot of times that's just through any means necessary, right? I would sell candy at school and just keep flipping candy, and then that's just what I would do to have some extra money. I mean, just go figure it out. That's just how it was. And even right now, there will always be problems that you have to solve on your own. But choosing to not solve them doesn't make them go away. And right now, the biggest problem to solve on your own is who you are. So that way you can know where you are headed. Because chances are, you might not even know where you're headed. There's nothing wrong with being lost. You just have to remember that you need to be found. And someone isn't always going to come by and just be the one that discovers you. It's like you have to, it has to be in here. You have to discover yourself. This is why experiencing a struggle is so important. You have to embark on a journey. One where you don't know what will happen. You don't know when it'll happen. You don't even know if it'll work. but you have to go embark on it, or you'll always stay in the same place. There's a wide variety of things to do in this world that I don't even know that people know, because they just, I don't know, they still believe it or something. It's just, there's so many things that you can do. But you have to be willing to struggle sometimes in order to get there, depending on what situation you're in. And a lot of us were in a wide variety of situations, so either way, days, weeks, years. I work as a nurse every day, and there's always little challenges that I have to get through in order to just get through the shift. But so when you do them every day, it makes every day just like a little bit easier. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I love nurses. Nurses are just straight hustlers. If they only worked on themselves as much as they did for the job, they would be insanely successful. Rest in peace to Jim Rohn for that amazing quote. Helped change my life as well. Also, I've been trading for 3 years with, stocks and crypto. And, well, trading, I will say, with just stocks, not really so much crypto. It's more of a buy and hold. But yeah, I've been learning trading, and I've been doing that for like 3 years. And this might be the first year. Scratch that. I can't believe I just said that. This is the first year where I'm going to be profitable. I am just, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's something that you have to do day to day, then you have to do it day to day if you want to improve on it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And as you do that day to day, there's always going to be little hurdles and everything that you have to do in order to get it done. There's a struggle in just about everything. Especially as you get older, you're going to start feeling a lot more slow. You're not going to have the same kind of energy. You're just going to naturally just keep on to sink in and get comfy and then just not want to do anything. And I mean, it happens. I've seen it happen. I've been a part of it before too. It's just, the important thing is you need to be able to reel yourself back in so that way you can get back on track, and, we can proceed to where we were already going. Man, I'm just saying. It sucks to lose money. Like, imagine losing excess money just to learn something that involves you having to lose more than winning. It doesn't feel that good, but I've been making a lot better choices this year, so, Anyways, I'm still improving on that. It's a struggle. Embark on a journey, experience some struggle, hardships, doubts, fears, uncertainty, anxiety, and still do what you set out to do anyway. Commit to it. One of my favorite animes ever was Yu Yu Hakusho. And I'm not going to get too deep into it, but there's a quote that I really like from there, and it stuck with me for a very long time. There was this sensei, she was teaching the student, and it came to a point where she told him, because she noticed that, he had a lot of potential in him. She was hard on him. It was because she wanted him to know what it felt like to have something, to basically have to fight against something that's strong, but also that's extremely difficult. she was the only one to really just call him out on his shit. And just the things that how he would act, like his attitude and just being arrogant. And one of the biggest ones was just because he didn't know what he could be, because he didn't know that he was holding himself back. That was the biggest one. Commit to it all the way. I put the quote down. She said, "It's time you bit the bullet and started caring about something with all your heart and energy, but you can't care about it because you're always holding yourself back in case it doesn't work out. Concentrate on what's important and commit to it all the way." That's one of the realest, that's all you have to do. I'm just telling y'all what I did when I wanted to learn something, and when I just wasn't good at it, and I really wanted to do it, I just committed to doing it. I just did those things. I grew up in poverty. It was rough. Never wanted to go back. Was willing to do what I needed to do to change my life and to change my family's course. I wanted to break the generational curse. So that's what I'm gonna go do. And along the way, I just saw different opportunities to take that would help get me to where I'm trying to go in life. You can do all those same things. Granted, I started doing that stuff a long time ago. Shit, actually, it wasn't even honestly, it wasn't really even that long ago, to be honest. It's just, time just flies by like that. Seriously. I was in the military before. Now I'm an ER nurse. There were so many things that happened in between that, but it's just, man, it's a wild ride. I was working at Jamba Juice at the time. I could have still been there. But I didn't want to do that. You don't have to do that. I'm serious. You can go do whatever you want. Just as long as it's without malice, and just, you could pick from multiple things to try and do. All you have to do is just commit to it and see it through. Find something you love, make some sacrifices to elevate whatever position that you're in. Just pick something over nothing. I was broke, but I was happy, because there wasn't much to be really happy about for me when I was growing up. That's why I really appreciated all the fun things that I did get to do, though. I never took them for granted. Going outside, biking, fishing, at the docks or the marsh, sports or whatever, just because there's a lot of rough stuff that happens in poverty, and you just have to get through it and somehow still have to find something to be happy about in order to keep going. I just appreciated the things in life that, even though they were little to some people, it was a lot to me. I'm really here just to show y'all that you decide what you become in life. You do. You decide what you want to become in life, and you decide who you want to become in life. You do. You get to make that decision. And I'm one of those people in the spaces that's here to help support you through that. All right? So, anyways, thanks for tuning in. We got another plane. I'm just going to end it on the plane. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Really appreciate it. A lot of nice weather out here. It was just raining and cloudy, and then the sun came out. Can't make that up. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, y'all. Y'all have a good one. I hope that this video leads you to other videos that'll help you get to where you're going in life and who you're trying to become in life. And I hope that you are able to gain that progression through those people and those channels. If you liked it, hopefully I'll see you around in the next one. Anyways, appreciate you joining in. Y'all have a good one. Be safe. I gotta go to work tonight. I'm out.